morning, my loves. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sick and Tired, and here we focus on bad parents. And that is exactly what I have for you today. We will be watching and reacting to some TikToks of some bad parents, bad mother-in-laws, which I usually include in with bad parents because they are parents, so they do belong here.
So my 16-year-old daughter went away this weekend for a birthday trip with her friends, and my husband gave her $200 in cash. Was it $200 in cash? $200 in cash for the weekend. Food, if she wanted to go buy something while she was there, because it was a 4-day weekend, and they were looking forward to this for so long. So we were like, here's $200. About 2 hours into the trip, the Capital One goes off. Little notification. Says $12.96 has been spent. And so he looks at me and he goes, she's using that Capital One. I said, what is she using the Capital One for? You gave her $200 in cash for food, whatever, da-da-da. So a couple hours later, there it goes again. So that night we get on the phone with her. We're like, hey, what's going on? Why are you using our credit card? She goes, well, that's for food. I said, I don't understand what that means. That's for food. We gave you $200 for food, for fun, for a fantastic time. And she goes, oh no, food doesn't count in that $200. The $200 was mine. That's what she says. The $200 was mine. The Capital One is for food because you guys have to pay for my food. I think every teenager on this planet has lost their minds. Lost their minds. Absolutely lost their fucking minds.
Oh man, you fucked up there. I mean, you did. So she did actually post something to clear up some confusion here. You win TikTok. Here's my reply. I did not send my 16-year-old daughter away for the weekend unsupervised. There was adult supervision. Okay, good to know. She did not go to LA, New York City, Nashville, or even leave our home state. She went to the beach. You can have whatever opinion you want about the amount of money I sent her with. Opinions are like assholes and everybody's got one. I haven't heard that expression in a long time. When you take a video and give your commentary on it and add lies, that is misinformation. Claiming I am abusing my daughter by giving her $200 for a weekend trip is disgusting. Keep watching and commenting on the video. I appreciate the ad rev. It will help fund my daughter's next weekend trip. You know what? I was listening to ya until the last one.
Oh, just keep commenting. Just keep adding to my monetary value.
Get my house ready with me so CPS can come over. Here's what the living room situation is. I know I have not carpet cleaned yet, but that I am definitely gonna have to pull this guy out today. The table, I don't know why it turns into a catch-all, but it does. Dogs. The kitchen, I definitely do need to get some dishes done and then declutter this. I don't know why, but this gets cluttered up with just random, I mean, just the most random stuff ever. Gotta vacuum the hallway, clean up the bathrooms, that's just laundry. And then this is my husband's room where he sleeps. I get it, the carpets are disgusting. This is my boys' room. I'm gonna vacuum, clearly, vacuum that. I think that's styrofoam. My oldest is autistic and he has pica. So that's what that is. And then my room, I know the carpets are disgusting. I just got this pile to take care of and that's it. Now I know what you're gonna ask. Am I worried? No, not at all. I am a good mom. I take care of my kids. They have heat. They have a roof over their head. They have lots of food. They have beds to sleep in. They have clean clothes. I mean, I am not worried at all. And I am going to show this lady the progress that I have been making because it is astronomical to go back and look at some of the videos and look at what it looks like now. Like this living room has been clean for months now and we just keep up on it. And I'm so finally glad that my mind just was like, oh, there you go, girl. This is what you need. And yes, I still struggle, but I'm not worried. So come along on this journey with me because I'm bringing you guys along. I am here to hide nothing.
Okay, I don't need to see anymore. It's one thing to be cluttery. I'm actually kind of cluttery myself, but it's a totally different thing to be filthy. And those carpets and the walls, I don't even know what to say anymore at this point. And her whole personality, and this is just me being really mean and judgmental. She comes off very abrasive. I've seen some of her replies to people, and it's like, you guys hate me, but you're watching me and you're helping me get paid. So you do know what you're doing. This is the last time I'm going to cover her, and the only reason why I even put her in this video is because I had stumbled across this before I seen anybody else bring it up, how she was talking about CPS was coming, so I did kind of want to just update you guys on that. But you know what? I'm done with her.
I sent my fiance off to have a really uncomfortable conversation with his mom today. If you're not caught up, my fiance and his mother essentially kicked me out of my own house while they were cooking dinner and I had to be out on the town. I told them that them not being inclusive, it really hurt my feelings. And I also told him that I deserve to be stood up for. If we ever did have kids, I would not feel comfortable with his mom being part of their lives. But he needs to tell her this so that she's not totally blindsided. I don't know. I just feel like I deserve better than this though. He said he'll talk to her about including me more on walks and cooking. And I'm like, that had to be done a year ago. We are already enemies at this point. But mostly I just want him to have an honest conversation with her. He hasn't told her anything honest, ever. So he's doing that now and I guess he'll update me after.
Whoa. That was just one thing after the other. You got kicked out of your own house? Your own house. They go on walks and do stuff together and you're not allowed to go? Oh my gosh. Then I saw this video a couple days ago and it doesn't get any better.
So my fiance and I decided to split up yesterday. Ultimately, he told me that he has a moral obligation to his mom and that he cannot do no contact. And the hard part about all of this is that he kept telling me, if it was a choice, I'd choose you in a heartbeat. And he didn't. He chose her. I feel like his one job was to protect me and to shield me. And instead, I ended up getting blamed for a lot of things. Sometimes people come into your life for a purpose. I think my purpose was to help open his eyes and see that the world could be a beautiful place. And I tried to say things like, you don't have to take the disrespect. You can be respected and you can be loved properly. But I think when you grow up in a household with all these toxic patterns, you don't really know better. But ultimately, if he couldn't stand up to her, then I had to stand up for myself. So that's kind of where we are now.
My heart is broken for her. And these are the only 2 videos I've seen of hers. Does it have to come to splitting up? Maybe that is what's best. It doesn't sound good, but it's probably a good thing that it happened because then you would be going your whole life, your whole marriage having this resentment. I don't know the whole situation. All I know is I feel really bad for her.
You're going to want me there as well, aren't you? With me being Nana and that.
Not really. I'm having my mum and Dane. There's only 2 people that are allowed in the delivery room, so.
Well, I just thought that you'd want me there as well, just.
No.
You can only have 2. You can only have 2, Mum. You can only have 2 in there.
I'd love to have my mum and my husband with me.
Why would you not want me there?
It's not that I don't want you there, it's that I would rather have my mum, my own mother, with me and my husband rather than you. You'll see the baby when we get out, so don't.
Oh no, but you'll bloody want me for babysitting duties though, wouldn't you? No, you want me for babysitting duties though, wouldn't you? But I can't be there seeing my first grandchild being born. You know how excited I've been for this.
No one made any decisions. This was as clear as anything to me that when I give birth, my mum is going to be with me in the delivery room.
You've absolutely banged out the order.
You've got to respect her, Mum.
You would want me there. You're squeamish. You want your mum there. You're squeamish. What if something happens like your fate or something, Jane?
It's me who's giving birth, not your son.
Well,
and do you know what? I'm sorry, but
if it wasn't for my son, you wouldn't be giving birth to them.
Guys.
Yikes. I guess I can kind of see from the other side, if you are a mom of a son, you probably won't get to see the birth of your grandchild, but it's just kind of the way it is.
A new mom is refusing to let her in-laws visit their new granddaughter after what they did during her birth. The new mom shared in a since-deleted Reddit post that she's over the moon for her new, beautiful baby girl, but her in-laws, named Bob and Karen, ruined the entire birth experience.
Bob and Karen? It checks out.
Apparently, Bob and Karen have always been overbearing and intrusive, but during this woman's pregnancy, they turned it up to 11, criticizing her every move. Karen even threw a fit, demanding that she had a right to be in the delivery room when the baby was born, but this mom put her foot down. When this woman was at the hospital in the middle of giving birth and started pushing, the door burst open and Karen and Bob barged in, having lied to the nurses to gain access. Here's this woman in active labor trying to push out a full human, and her in-laws are all up in her business, filming everything after she asked them not to come. Both she and her husband tried to get them to leave, but they refused, and eventually hospital staff had to forcibly remove these in-laws. Unfortunately, all of this commotion stalled labor, and the woman ended up needing an emergency C-section due to the stress and delay. The in-laws never apologized and even posted the photos that they took in all the chaos, announcing the baby's name and details without consent. What was supposed to be a private moment was completely violated, and now this woman is not allowing her in-laws to see their new granddaughter until they genuinely apologize. When will people learn that giving birth is not a spectator sport? No one has a right to be there if the person giving birth doesn't want them there.
Man, what is with these videos today? I didn't know that I was going to happen like this. It almost looks like I actively went out and searched for this kind of content, but I swear I didn't. Wow, what is with these freaking parents, man? Yes, exactly. Birth is messy and embarrassing, and you are splayed out there on display, pushing a person out of your body. She said it perfectly. It's not a spectator's event, okay? It's a private moment between the mommy and the daddy, and whoever the mommy feels comfortable with having there, but yikes.
She does nothing in the kitchen to help you. She's not supportive in any way.
But Mum, we spoke about this before.
She's not providing for you, Steve.
Like what?
She don't do anything in the kitchen. I know it's 2025, but it's still a woman's role to provide for her family and her husband.
No, you can't say that, Mum.
I can't say
no,
that.
No, you can't.
She's a lazy cow, and what I think is you should get rid.
Your opinion's not wanted around
here.
You
should get rid. She's not. She's got you under her thumb. And
oh, so that works for you then, did it? When Dad divorced you as well, because you weren't getting in the kitchen.
How dare you know what your dad was like? He was a bugger.
What?
We're
because
not bringing your dad up into this conversation. It's nothing to do with.
Well, maybe you need to get into the kitchen more then.
Steve, I am in the kitchen. Providing for me on my own, because I'm on my own now because your dad left, but that's a different story.
Well, yeah, it is, isn't it?
We're talking about your wife, and I think you need to get rid.
Well, I don't need your opinion. Stick your nose out of mine.
She's taking this out of you.
Well, how?
Because she just takes advantage.
You tell me why.
She takes advantage of your goodwill. You're always in the kitchen making food and doing everything in the kitchen, and she's never in there. She's taking advantage. She's letting you do everything, Steve. She's walking all over you.
Oh my gosh, it just never stopped. Oh my gosh, she sounded like she was rapping. What is this accent? What is this accent? Because I like it.
I've done a pregnancy test.
What?
I'm pregnant! I'm pregnant! She's joking. She's joking, right? We've been somewhere together.
Did you really think this is the right time to tell us this?
Carol.
Yeah, of course it is. Everybody's here. I've been waiting
Cheryl,
to tell
you serious?
This is our moment, not yours, Mum. What are you doing?
Okay, just fine.
Cheryl,
Right.
it's not about you, is it? It's not
Dean,
about us
we're
this
gonna have a
moment.
baby.
It's about them. Let them get on with their thing.
Cheryl, why would you say it now?
Yeah.
John, is she being
not?
serious?
Yeah.
Is she being serious?
Yeah.
Why
I can't wait.
why are you
This
doing
is so
today?
exciting. I'm gonna have a baby.
Cheryl,
This is
Cheryl,
ours.
it's not the time or the place. You're ruining it for these.
Why?
You
I'm
shouldn't have said
pregnant.
anything with
We're gonna have a baby.
Are you
This is
serious?
about them. It's not about us.
Well,
Or it's
you.
not about you.
Telling me what to do all the time.
Why did you tell her not to say anything?
I told her not to say anything.
Doesn't seem like it.
She shouldn't be drinking if she's pregnant anyway. What's going
that's
on?
true.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true,
gonna
actually.
go
I
on
didn't
with
think
that.
about that.
Okay, wait a minute. This is Happiest. I've had their videos on here before. Methinks is starting to think these videos are fake. Now, it does make me wonder though, because there are some content creators that do these skits, but they are based off of what people submit to them. So it is possible that this is an entirely real scenario, which honestly doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility. I'm gonna assume it's a skit channel, but that they're doing real things that have happened that their subscribers are sending in.
As moms, do we not get to name our babies after we have them, or is it just me? I am currently hiding because my mother-in-law is currently staying with us a couple rooms down. Now, I have a serious question. My mother-in-law decided a couple weeks ago that she wants to name our child. I am giving birth in 2 weeks. Now, the name and everything that we had picked out for the baby can no longer be put on the baby because my mother-in-law wants to name the baby.
Oh.
And I know what you're gonna say. Your husband, I'm sure, has your back, right? Your husband should have your back so that you guys are able to name your child whatever you guys want. But no, he's actually siding with my mother-in-law, saying that we need to allow her to name the baby, which, mind you, she wants to put the same name that she has on the baby. So my mother-in-law and my baby are going to have the same name. At this point, all talking is completely done with my mother-in-law and with my husband. Because he's siding with her regardless of what I say. Regardless of what comes out of my mouth. It feels like it's not even going to be our baby. It's going to be my mother-in-law's baby. Honestly, at this point, I think it's best for me to pack all my shit and leave before I actually have the baby. Because there's no way in hell that I'm going to allow my mother-in-law to name my child that I've been carrying for 9 months.
No, 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 no. Hell no. There is no way. Now, this is something that I kind of recently just realized that infuriates me. And it happened to me too. We need to end this whole parents of the couple that is giving birth feeling like they have a say in what the child is going to be named. And it happened to me on both sides. And in fact, I was told by my mom that that's the way that you're supposed to do it. The child's middle name is supposed to be named after their grandparent.
That's the way you do it. It's supposed to be.
No, it's not. You can name your child's middle name, first name, any other names that you want to add, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be named after your mother or mother-in-law or father and father-in-law. And to be perfectly honest, it's very narcissistic. Like, I couldn't imagine my daughter having a baby and being like, oh, you have to name the baby after me, at least her middle name. It's just yucky. It's icky. You want to name your child after your mother or maybe your grandparents or somebody that means something to you, then you do it. But you do it because it's what you want, not because you're being pressured. I wish I had somebody telling me this shit when I was younger.
Y'all, I opened my TikTok this morning and this was the first thing I seen. Why is Casey Anthony on the internet? Why is Casey Anthony on the internet?
So I'm sure that you all heard about this, and that was all. I was going to see that. I was going to be like, nope, that's it. Not going to interact with anything else. And then I saw this the next day.
Can anybody tell me why 35,000 of you, actually over 35,000 of you, hit the follow button on this bitch's page? Like, be so for real. I know that for some reason we love to give a platform to sick, twisted mothers, especially on this app, but you do realize that she now can monetize on this app. Overnight, you made it possible for a baby unaliver to monetize off of this app.
Overnight, a lot of other creators whose whole channel, whole social media presence has been about protecting children. And this monster, she got 35,000 followers overnight. That's what makes this so depressing. And you know what? It doesn't stop there.
I have a question. Why are over 60,000 people following Casey Anthony's new TikTok account? Why? Are you all too young to know who she is? I don't understand. She is eligible for monetization on this app. She's been on it for 3 days maybe? Google Kaylee Anthony, Caylee. Explain to me why we are giving this person a platform.
So as of right now, from what I have seen, I haven't checked it out because I refuse. Because I am still so heartbroken and furious about this case. I remember actually watching it when it was going on. She is supposedly off the platform. We will not talk about this ever again.
We have a shocking update about the mom who went complete scorched earth after her daughter just made a simple request. In case you missed it, the daughter, Dawn, told the mom, Mary, don't come to the hospital when she had to take her middle daughter into the emergency room. She just knew she would bring a tidal wave of stress. She couldn't handle it, so she's like, stay home. I'll update you later. Well, Mary didn't listen. She knows best. Came to the hospital. It really upset Dawn that she wasn't respected. So at a later time, she told her mom, hey, it really hurt my feelings that you didn't listen or respect my request. Now, instead of Mary just saying, oh, sorry, I thought I could be, more help, no big deal, whatever, like I'll listen next time, she went bonkers and made it her life's mission to ruin as many relationships in Dawn's life as possible. Let me show you. The first thing that Mary did was tell Dawn's sister, cut her off. And she did. The second thing she did was go around telling everybody how horrible Dawn's husband was, including that he was abusive. Now you think, oh my gosh, that would be enough. No, there's more. Next, she went to her eldest granddaughter, got her to move in with her and stop talking to Dawn. So to this date, her daughter absolutely does not talk to her. Like, they're cut off. The last thing Mary did was she went to her eldest son, or her eldest grandson, he's getting married. She actually went to the future in-laws, told them a bunch of crap to try to get them on her side. Like, oh my gosh, this is just crazy. A wildfire out of control. And Dawn, she sent me so many things that she tried to like get her mom to simmer down, and Mary just refused, and she just kept trying to burn everything down for Dawn, her daughter. So finally, one last ditch effort, Dawn went over to her mom, and her mom Mary, and she was like, hey, listen, if I made you feel rejected or unimportant when I made that request around the hospital, I apologize. Like, just please stop, basically. And you know what her mom Mary said? She said, it doesn't matter. The Lord has told me to ignore you. That's it. That was all she said. Mic drop, no acknowledgement, no discussion, just a divine excuse to cut off her daughter. So at this point, Dawn's like, I'm done. I'm going to focus my energy on healing my family that still wants to have contact with me, and she's going to care for her father, who unfortunately has been since diagnosed with cancer. Mary wasn't done. Since Dad refused to cut off Dawn, Mary went to the sister and said, you need to cut off your dad. A dad dying of cancer. This is so devastating. I mean, we have heard parents like refusing to take accountability, but blaming it on God, no, that's a new one.
That is one of the most horrible things I have ever heard. She turned her family against her. She's a freaking psycho villain. I hope that she can repair the relationships that were broken.
And why does this generation of kids just turn their back on their parents? Like, I would never treat my parents the way some of the things have been said to me. After, my daughter doesn't talk to me, my son doesn't talk to me, like, just so much entitlement these days. Where's the respect at for parents and appreciation for all they've done?
What is it about that generation that is so unsafe that we cut off our parents? Number one, the victim mindset. Poor me. How could they do this to me? There are two people in a relationship, and you'll get zero accountability from somebody with that mindset. Instead, they externalize and blame. They believe that they are owed something for choosing to have children, which means that their love is conditional. Parents are also the lead for a relationship. So if you want a different relationship, you must change your behavior and your response to your child. Nothing in that video asks, I wonder what my child is going through right now. If you don't regularly ask your child how they're feeling and what they're going through, you can't expect them to do that for you. If my daughter wanted to cut me off, my response would be, I've hurt you. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, my girl. How can I be more supportive? What needs to change? Because this relationship is incredibly important to me. The word entitlement basically dismisses and invalidates anything you are going through. You're just being a brat. The definition for entitlement is expecting special treatment, which is basically the tagline for old school parenting. I get to scream and yell and treat you like this, but you can't do that to me because I'm a parent.
Here's 5 boundaries married men should have with their mothers. Number 1 is don't let your mother talk negatively about your wife. If your mother does this, she is trying to plant seeds of contention to pull you away from your wife and towards her. This is dangerous for your marriage. You need to put a stop to it. Number 2, don't let your mother say nasty things to your wife. This includes insulting her, saying rude or cruel things, whether directly or passive-aggressively. Call her out on it and tell her you will not tolerate that, and even ask her to apologize or you're leaving or going to ask her to leave. Number 3, do not let your mother try to take over your wife's role in your house. This includes correcting how your wife mothers or housekeeps, trying to take over her role as mother. If your mum tries to do this, you need to interrupt her and say, Mum, thank you for your input, but this is how we do things, and if we need your advice, we will ask for it. Number 4 is showing up to your house unannounced or without asking. This shows disrespect for you guys and your time. Now, you might have been okay with this when you're single, but you're not a kid anymore and you're living with someone else. If your wife isn't okay with it, you shouldn't be either. And number 5, don't let your mother try to control your marriage. Telling you guys what you need to be doing or not doing, guilt tripping, pressuring, or using anger or intimidation to get what she wants from you. This is going to put a lot of stress on your marriage. Don't let her do it.
Oh boy. Oh my God. It's my mom. My mom is the mother-in-law that we talk about in these videos, but to my husband. My mom, she will just drop in unannounced, or she won't ask us if she can come out. She'll just say, I'm coming out, and she'll just come out. And because I'm such a spineless pussy, sorry, I had to say it. I think I just had a breakthrough after watching a TikTok video.
Hi boomers, it's me, the millennial child who has the nerve to complain about her parents in therapy. Listen, I know this is really hard for you. It's a terrible feeling to have done your best and to be told that it wasn't good enough. So to help you with that, I'm going to use some boomer parenting tools that I learned, and hopefully that will make you feel better. So first of all, something you just need to understand about the world, they don't just give out participation trophies for parenting. You're not supposed to feel really good about yourself just because like you did the bare minimum. If you wanted to be praised for your parenting, then you needed to go above and beyond. That's just how the world works. And did you really do your best? Did you really read every single parenting book that existed at the time? You might want to try thinking about how much worse it could be. You could have a criminal for a kid, or, one that steals money from you. So you're actually pretty lucky that your issue with your kid is that they just complain about you in therapy. Also, you're probably not remembering right. You were very busy with parenting and juggling everything that you had to juggle and the economy that worked for you. Us as children, we have a much better memory because we had all that space. We didn't have to think about anything, so we could really focus on you and your reactions to us and how you parented us. So really, you should trust our memory because yours is kind of compromised. This is life, kid. You got to be open to criticism and negative feedback. You have to toughen up a little bit just to be able to take it, okay? I think you'll feel differently when you're older and you've reached end of life and you don't have any good relationships with your adult children. You might feel differently then. And love and respect have to be earned. It's kind of easy to earn it from children who were dependent on you for everything. So you are going to have to work a little bit harder to earn the love and respect of your adult children. I know it's really not easy to have emotions. The good thing is there's actually people that you can talk to about these emotions, who will kind of help you work through them and validate some and confront you on others and challenge you and also sympathize with you. It's actually this really amazing thing called therapy. You also might want to give that a try. That's my millennial advice. That's not really a boomer parenting advice, so probably ignore that. Anyway, I hope you feel really validated and understood. I realize that this was probably too gentle of an approach and that probably didn't work on you. So if you need me to scream at you and tell you how stupid and ungrateful you are, I'm happy to do that. That will actually probably be the thing that works best. Sincerely, your whining millennial child.
That might be one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Have they tried being seen and not heard? If they keep crying, we can give them something to cry about. That's right. And you know what? I'll also add, I'm sorry for being so harsh, but I'm your child, not your friend. So I know that clip is old. I do now. And the lady came out like,
oh yeah, everybody said I was the worst mom in the world, blah, blah, blah.
And everybody in the comment section's like,
no, you're not bad. Oh, it's funny to watch babies cry. Look at her face, haha.
I'm thinking, yeah, you are a bad mom. What kind of mom pushes her daughter away and films her crying upset and then puts it online for everybody to laugh at? You are a bad mom.
I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
Oh.
No. Get out of the fridge, come on. Yes. Come on.
Get the out of the freezer.
Oh no, you don't swear like that at your kids.
Please get out the cabinet. Get your motherfucking ass out the cabinet.
Not okay.
Hold it. Hey.
You have to sleep. No, I went back. You're sick. No, I'm not. You're sick. No.
Lay down, be quiet.
Put the purse back, honey.
Now, throw it in there and see what happens.
Put the purse back now. That's not a good choice. Theo, make a good choice, please. Theo, get out. Theodore, get out of the bucket. Can you please stop hitting me with that? Thank you. Stop.
Never is it okay to scream at your kids and swear at them because you're angry at them. It's certainly not funny to do it as a joke and post it online either. That really pisses me off. However, I will say, I've had to use my mommy voice, is what I call it, at times. So when you have to use your parent voice, that's okay. But when you're screaming and swearing at them and belittling them and putting them online, that's not okay.
Hi, hello, and welcome back to yet another thrilling episode of Cleaning with Bree. I'm your host, Bree. This is my house, and yeah. So if you follow along, I've been doing little updates on this, but I've been working on a free cleaning since Friday for a mama friend of mine who is in desperate need of some help. And so if you don't know anything about me, here's the deal. If I do stuff all day long and I'm going all day long, I am not cleaning my house when my kids go to bed. Hell no. Like, if I'm tired, I'm gonna sit my happy ass on my couch and watch a movie and scroll on TikTok. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not coming home and doing shit. Okay?
It's about a 5-minute clip. I don't think we need to watch anymore. I think we got the gist of it. I don't know how this happens. The only way I would think it could happen is one of two things. One, somebody is suffering very, very severely with depression and they need help. Or two, they are doing this on purpose so that they can clean it and put it online for engagement. One thing that I always wonder though is how does it get like this? But my daughter did have a lot of toys when she was little, and there would be days when she had, like, you know, the big stacked Legos or whatever, the big ones that like thrown around, or her Barbie dolls and whatever. And there were times when it was like, you know what, it's gonna stay here tonight. But what I'm seeing in these videos, I'm seeing like the trash on the floor or ripped up tissues and toilet paper. And that's where I get lost. I've never just grabbed food or tissues and stuff and then just threw them on the floor. Even when I was at my most tired and I was suffering from postpartum depression as well, it has to be for views, right? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, because this seems like it's on purpose.
My boy moms feel me on this, but my son has my heart and my soul. I obviously am obsessed with Stevie Lee. She is just the greatest little girl in the world. But my whole life, I always wanted to be a boy mom. And I remember when I found out I was pregnant with him, and I was just ecstatic because I was such a tomboy growing up. Anyways, the whole point of me making this video is I had to share his preschool photo with you, because when I tell you, I opened up this email and I just hysterically cried. He is just everything. First of all, let me show you his photo from last year, because the difference 1 year makes, my heart is crushed. Okay, this is last year. He is just, I just want to squeeze him. He's so cute. Also, fun fact, I forgot it was picture day, and I sent him to school in like a beach tank top. So his gums were showing, no big deal. But let me show you this year. I have no words. The sweater, the ears, the sideways smile, his hair. I am so obsessed with this child. The arms! Oh my god, he kills me. The old man grandpa knit sweater with the little dress pants. He is too much. Anyways, that's all I got for today. I just had to share that because I have been staring at that photo all day long. Squeeze your babies. Time truly flies by. I don't know how he's going to be 6 this year and going into kindergarten. I can't talk about it or else I'll cry.
Now, there is nothing wrong with being excited about the gender of your child. And I know that some people might get upset with me for saying that, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that I wanted a girl. So if you are excited about having a boy, or you want to have a boy, I don't see a problem with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But this seems kind of weird to me. When you have more than one child though, I would think that this would be incredibly hurtful to the other child. You know, she's like, well, yeah, I like her. She's great and all, but have you seen my 6-year-old arms? Okay, so the next 2 clips I'm going to show you, they are a little bit longer. However, they are super intense, and I think there is a bigger backstory to this one here. You guys let me know if you've seen it or if you know anything about this case. This might be something that we want to do a whole video on, because it seems like there is a lot.
Parker, honey, now's not the time. You need to come in and we can talk about this, okay? The kids told me that you want to live with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll talk about it inside.
I don't. Really? I don't want to get out.
Do what now?
I don't want to get out.
I'm sorry?
I don't want to get out.
I'm sorry. You're a child and you don't get to make all the decisions. But you need to get out now. Then it's time to come home. Okay?
What's the camera for?
Oh, don't worry about it. You need to come on.
I don't want to get out, Mom.
I'm sorry?
I don't want to get out.
I understand. But it's no longer visitation with your father, and it's time to come home. Okay? All right? We can talk about this. I'll listen to what you have to say, but there's no way that you can just roll up and everything's fine and you can just roll up and say, oh, I'm not going to get out of the truck. And this mama is not going to say, oh, okay, bye kid that I've raised for 14 years, see you later. I'm just not that way. I love you. And you obviously have done a lot of talking this weekend. That's fine. Maybe there's some stuff that I need to know. But I'm not letting you just drive off. That's not going to happen. I love you too much. And we're too close. And this is not the right way to do it. This is a kind of a underhanded, in my opinion, disrespectful kind of a way to do it. To just, oh, by the way, hey, I'm out of here. And that's not your fault. I'm almost certain that you were told that this was going to be an okay way to do it. And it's just not. This is just not very appropriate. So you need to get out of the car.
But how do you want to do it?
Huh?
How do you want to do it?
Well, maybe you and I should come in and talk about what's going on with you that's causing you to feel this way. Maybe we need to talk to the youth pastors like what we were talking about last week. Maybe if there's something going on, I can help. All right? You need to get out of the car. All right? Come on.
I don't want to get out.
Get up. Hey. You need to get out of the car and come home.
I don't want to get out of the car.
Huh?
I don't want to get out of the car.
Okay. Sweetheart, I hate to say this, but you're being real ugly right now. This is being super duper disrespectful, and you need to come home now. And if I have to call a police officer to come help me, I would hate to have to do that, but I sure enough will.
Call him.
Huh?
Call him.
Okay. Caleb's going to get into some trouble because he knows that he has to return you at 2. And I don't think that you're being a very good role model right now at all. Sitting there flossing your teeth while this is a major thing that you're encouraging him to do. You don't have
I can't force him to get out of my car.
Yeah, you can. You're his father. He is a minor. You can say, you have to get out. We have to do this in the appropriate manner. You can model responsibility. You can choose to do that.
I'm not going to force him to get out.
That's fine. Let's go, Parker. It's time to go in and talk. This is not the way to go about this.
What is the way to go?
I already told you to come in and tell me what your concerns are, to come in and talk to me.
I'll tell you my concerns right here.
If you want to be, no, because it's time to go in. I told you guys last week that we had things to do Sunday. Uh-oh, sister. Smell for the camera. Daddy's going to call the cops. You need to get out.
6316.
You need to do the right thing. Do you feel, you know how we talk about you feel in your heart if this is the right thing to do or not? Do you think that this is the appropriate way to do this?
Yes.
You do? Really?
This crystal is for anxiety. We're gonna need it.
Mom, no.
This is really the wrong way to
get her arm out.
No, I'm not getting my arm out. You're my kid.
Stop.
You're
Stop.
my kid.
Stop.
No, I'm not gonna stop.
Stop. Stop.
I can't.
Stop.
Ow!
Neither am I.
If I have to use force to get you out.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's a simple issue.
This is ridiculous. Come home.
No.
That's what's going on.
I appreciate it. Did I get mine?
Yes, sir. I gave yours back. I just want that first.
Okay, thanks.
And I'm allowed to do whatever to get this baby out of the car. Can my husband help me?
Please don't. No, get.
Okay. He's
Stop.
a step parent. He has
No.
custody.
Stop.
No.
Get out.
Back up.
Get out.
Me? There's nothing to talk about. He's adamant that he's not getting out, and I'm adamant that I'm not sending him away with my ex-husband. There's nothing to talk about.
Please.
We can talk about what's going on with why you feel this way in the house, but I am not sending you somewhere where I don't have a good feeling about it, even on your regular visits.
Okay, well, I want him to go in then.
He can't come in and mediate this. That's not his job, babe. You don't have even respect for even your own child to encourage him to handle a situation just impulsively like this. This is
He's
ridiculous.
been pretty calm until he's been pressured, from what I'm witnessing.
Yeah, I'm sure. From your point of view and the way you'll edit that, I'm sure. Will you mind emailing me a copy?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Will you please email me a copy of that so I have record of it also?
I'm not going to answer that. y'all can go back to custody.
time to go.
You already said.
The officer already said it's going to be a disturbance, and I'm not going to stop until you're home.
I'm not going to stop until I'm okay.
So you want me to be arrested for creating a disturbance, or
If that's what it takes, Mom, you're scaring me.
I'm not scaring you. To get you out of the car, that's scary. What do you think's going to happen when you go in?
Trying to unlock the door and get him to open the door?
I mean, he's right there. I can touch him and he won't unlock the door. He's having a temper tantrum.
He is?
This is unbelievable.
Yes, it is.
I'm floored.
That was wild. The way that she was talking, and I was getting bad vibes from her. She seemed so desperate to get him in the house, away from the dad and away from the camera.
Mom, you're scaring me.
I'm not scaring you. To get you out of the car, that's scary. What do you think's going to happen when you go in? What do you think's going to happen when you go in?
Am I reading too much into it? It's very, very possible. But I feel like when a child that adamant, like especially he's what, 14? So he's not like a baby that doesn't really understand. He's so adamant about not going in that house and staying with his dad. I feel like something might be going on. I was reading. I don't know how true it is, but I guess all of her children, they're all grown up now and none of them want anything to do with her. They're all no contact.
Okay, so I got you on camera. Please say it one more time because ain't nobody gonna believe this. Why can't I get my house? Why can't I get my house?
I prefer no camera, but what I'm reading here is that in 2000 that there was a eviction.
In 2000, ma'am, I was born in 98. That would have made me 2 years old. So how do I have an eviction when I was 2?
Listen, I do understand that there are just several factors that we look at here, and there, with the eviction, and then there's a repo in 2008. I'm not.
Ma'am, I would have been 10 years old. Oh wait, so me and my girlfriend trying to get a house so I can move out of my mama house. So I'm trying to see. So mama, please explain to me. Please.
First and foremost, calm your voice down while we in this room here.
But mama, please explain to me how I got an eviction. How do I have an eviction when I was 2?
I don't think you understand, ma'am. And while you over here trying to judge me and everything like that, reading off everything, you don't know what happened to us. Okay?
But man, you supposed to be helping me co-sign, and I find out I can't even get a house because of you. Why is all this stuff in my name?
Calm your voice down now.
Oh my God. There is no way. I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless.
Hi, honey. Did you have a fun granddaughter grandma day with Gigi? All right, honey. Go ahead and get your shoes on. We'll get in the car soon. She seems a little off. Was she okay today? Yeah, she was fine, but she did misbehave a little bit, so I had to give her a spanking, and she didn't like that. You spanked her? Yeah, she spilled her milk. That's not good of her. I told you we don't spank her. Well, it's my house, my rules. After you begged to have a day just with her, I can't believe you break my trust like this. I should get to discipline my grandchild any way I see fit. Well, you can't, and you're not going to have a day alone with her for a while now until I can trust you again. You know, your way is not the only way. It is when it's my daughter. I spanked all my kids when they were bad growing up, and they're fine now. Look at them. They're stand-up men. You can do whatever you want with your child, but you're not going to do whatever you want with mine. Did you get your shoes on? Okay, honey, let's go home. Hold on, give your grandmother a hug. Come on, give me a hug. She says she doesn't want to. We're going to head out.
I am not in favor of spanking, and if I found out my mom spanked my daughter, I would be very, very upset.
What happens when 2 influencers decide to adopt a child for views? Well, the story of Myka and James Stauffer pretty much sums it up. James and Myka Stauffer started on YouTube in 2012, shortly after becoming what everyone would say a whirlwind couple, and it seemed like a match made in heaven, which I think maybe the match was made a little bit lower than that, but you know what, that's just my opinion. As they were starting their family and posting on YouTube, they started to realize that there was a really big conjunction in the views that they would get on the best videos with having babies, family content, rather than the other stuff that they were doing. So with those views and with those followers came brand deals and money, so of course came more and more babies. A dynamic that ended in just an absolutely unfortunate situation, and unfortunate is putting it very, very lightly. This has all gone into a new documentary on Max called An Update on Our Family, which we're going to be going through in a few parts. It's a 3-part series so far, and geez, grab your seatbelt.
Now, I feel like I've heard about this case before, but I don't know exactly if it's what I'm thinking. But right there, she said it's on HBO Max. If you have it, An Update on Our Family, James and Myka Stouffer? Is that Stauffer? I know what I'm going to be watching this weekend.
Whose fault is it when a parent's adult child won't speak to them anymore? In case you haven't noticed, we seem to be in a bit of a heyday of parental estrangement, especially in the last couple weeks. Back in 1997, a study showed that just 7% of people were estranged from a family member. But by 2020, that number had risen to 25%. So you can imagine what it is by now. And when it comes to who's to blame, a lot of people would probably side with people like TikToker Sinusoid Bananas. She's since deleted her video about the subject, but her hot take is pretty hard to argue with. In short, it's a parent's job to maintain a relationship with their child, not the other way around. And in her words, if your children no longer speak to you, it's probably because you failed at your one job as a parent. And that, she chalked up to many parents' emotional immaturity. That may sound harsh, but speaking from personal experience, I'm kind of bummed she deleted her video because she's absolutely right. My mom chose to sever ties with me, not the other way around, but the reason was the same. Rather than be emotionally mature and try to work out our differences, she decided she wanted nothing to do with me instead. Kind of like picking up your toys and storming home, except you're a mom and you're talking about your child. I can't really think of a better definition of emotionally immature than that. And psychologist Dr. Johnny's Webb agrees with this emotional immaturity take as well. She told us that emotionally immature parents tend to be wholly ignorant of their children's needs. And that often comes with extremely volatile, selfish, inconsiderate behavior, and perhaps especially abandoning the emotional responsibilities of parenthood, which can leave their children feeling abandoned, unsupportive, and often dealing with low self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. Families have always faced struggles, of course, but it used to just sort of be conventional wisdom that you had to suck it up and deal with it. People aren't really willing to do that anymore. Nowadays, in addition to the idea of chosen family that you can create for yourself, many younger people today reject the notion that they owe their parents something simply for having raised them. And they're right. You aren't owed a loving relationship when you aren't showing that to your children in return. It's these generational disagreements that seem to be fueling this wave of estrangements. Now, I have to be honest, as someone who went through estrangement more than 10 years ago before it was cool, I do tend to feel that there's a little bit of social contagion going on. And honestly, I'm often astonished nowadays by the reasons some people give for being estranged from their parents. But even those cases usually share one thing in common. They simply will not take accountability for any of their actions, and often seem to view the mere request that they do so as a personal affront. That's not really how relationships work. Of course, every relationship is different, and some of these estrangements probably are unfounded. But in most cases, until these parents simply humble themselves and show a willingness to repair their relationship, we're going to keep seeing these types of estrangements continue to rise and rise. Because when you refuse to take accountability, you give the relationship nowhere to go unless the other party agrees to continue allowing themselves to be hurt as a favor. And nobody owes anybody that.
We've actually had that exact video on one of our bad parents videos. I don't remember which one it was, but I remember seeing it. She deleted it. I mean, everything she said, I agree with.
Hey, true confession. One of the hardest things for me parenting an adult child is times that I'm disappointed.
He goes on to say disappointed that they didn't call, disappointed that they didn't help, disappointed, etc., and then goes on to say how it's going to be between him and God to get this figured out.
Hey, it's not doormat mom's son.
I think he's well-intentioned, but the first red flag I had from this video was that he talked about parenting his adult child. I have adult children. I am done parenting them. They are adults. It is not my responsibility or your responsibility to continue parenting your adult child. I firmly believe this is one of the main reasons why adult children go no contact with their parents, because their parents don't get this idea that it's not their job to parent their adult children anymore. If you believe your job is still to parent your adult children, you're going to comment on how they're raising your grandchildren. You're going to comment on their finances. You're going to comment on their political choices. Your adult children don't want to hear that mess. They just want to have a friend that's their parent that they love, that they can go to occasionally for advice, possibly. They don't want you to parent them till you're dead. So do I have lots of opinions on the choices that my adult children make? Sure. Do I let them know my opinions? No, because it's not my business. If they want to choose to do something that I don't agree with, that's on them to figure out, and that's on them to experience the consequences of it or no consequences of it. I may ask occasionally, hey, do you want an opinion on this? And they may say yes, or they may say no. And then if they say yes, we have a productive conversation about it. But ultimately, if you're an adult parenting your adult children, stop it. They do not want that.
Maybe that's why I have so many issues with my mom, is because I'm tired of her treating me like I'm still a kid when I'm a 40-year-old woman.
Okay, so where do you want to go to eat?
Oh, I don't
don't care. You know me, I'm not picky one single bit.
Okay, how about sushi?
Ugh. Raw fish? Absolutely not.
Okay, do you maybe want to go to that Mexican restaurant?
Nope. Nope, you know I don't do spicy. No, we can't do Mexican.
What about Italian? There's a new restaurant up the street.
Oh, gosh, no. No. I will be bloated for days. You know I can't fit pasta into my diet right now.
Okay, Mom, how about you pick it then?
No, you pick. Like I said, I am not picky one single bit. I'll go anywhere.
Okay. What about that cool farm-to-table place that we went for your birthday last year?
Nope. Their food is just kind of weird. I can't even read half of that menu. I do not like that place.
Mom, you're being difficult.
What? No, I am not being difficult. You're picking weird options.
Okay, do you just want to go to the diner?
No, your dad and I just went there last week.
Okay, how about we just go to the usual spot where you can get your plain chicken and side salad?
See, that's a good idea. Let's go there. See? I told you I'm easygoing.
We always end up at Olive Garden.
Okay, I know he cheated on you, but people make mistakes, sweetheart. He's only human. You'll never find somebody who built a side table as good as he could. Have you ever thought about doing couples therapy? Well, you did nag him a lot about putting the dishes away. Maybe he just needed some space. So what if he never remembered your birthday? He's a man. He was probably just busy. You know how they are. All right. Well, you really think you could do better than him? He had a decent job and a lot of hair. Oh, you think he had anger issues? Honey, that's just passion. Well, maybe you could call him and apologize. I'm sure he'd take you back. Well, do you want to invite him to the family birthday party this weekend? Just so he doesn't feel left out? No. You're right. That was a silly idea. What if he was the one, sweetheart? I just don't want you to end up all alone. That's all. Well, maybe you should just sleep on it. You might feel differently tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. Gosh, he was such a thoughtful guy. Remember when he bought me that candle for Christmas? He was really something. Gosh, even your dad kind of liked him. And your dad doesn't like anyone. So maybe you're just being too picky.
They cheated on you? Well, they must have had their reasons.
Oh my god, Harry, he's your twin.
Really? I thought he kind of looked like me.
No. Oh my god, his red hair is so beautiful. You know where he got this from? My great-great-great aunt.
I literally have red hair.
It's not the same shade. No socks? Mommy's a mean mommy, yeah. Grandmommy would never treat you like that. No, because Grandmommy loves you. Mommy's so mean, she doesn't care if you're cold.
Can I have him back now? I gotta nurse him.
I can do that.
No, it's fine. Can I have him back?
Don't you want a break? We did good, Harry.
Oh my God, the way this isn't even an exaggeration for me and probably a lot of you out there. I felt so validated when I saw I was not the only one. When I gave birth to my daughter, my in-laws constantly saying, oh my God, she looks just like my sister-in-law. I won't say her name. Oh my gosh, spitting image of her. And I'm looking at pictures and I'm thinking, she doesn't look anything like her. And I don't know why that bothered me so much. That's just something you don't want to hear, right?
Oh, the baby looks nothing like you. She looks just like my family.
You did good. You did good, husband. Yeah, I had like a little bit to do with that too.
Oh, no. That never happened. I never left you at the store. That's absurd. Funny story? Oh, it's a funny story to you all? Oh, okay. So you just get a kick out of slandering me as a mother. You say you're not mad about it and then you're laughing, but you're hanging it over my head. Plus, that didn't even happen. But I suppose I probably just ruined the rest of your childhood, didn't I? Since I was so neglectful enough to leave you at the store, you probably just starved and froze. You never even think of me when you tell these tales and you spin this web of lies. I don't know why you would make it up. I'm sitting here trying to figure out the same thing. You know what? I'll just go. Since I'm just so awful and I'm so terrible, you probably don't need me for anything and you don't ever have to talk to me again if you don't want to. Told this to your therapist? I'm your mother. Do you even think about how embarrassing it is to me that you're gonna go spread all these lies to a mental health professional? Just probably didn't do a single thing right in your eyes, did I? Not one single thing. Well, I'm gone. Don't even bother coming after me. The damage is done.
I am so sorry to all of you out there who watches a parody video like this and goes, oh my God, this is exactly like my mother.
The title of this one is just my mother-in-law. I just had a baby a couple of days ago. My mother-in-law keeps texting my husband, when do I get to see my baby girl? And I can't believe my baby is here. Am I being too sensitive? Because it is really rubbing me the wrong way. It is not her baby. So now I am going out of my way to find excuses for her to not to come and see the baby. My husband says I'm overreacting. I don't understand why mother-in-laws are like this. Some of them are, but like I don't think you're being sensitive at all. If anything, I don't think you're being harsh enough. I think you should be like, hey, lady, we'll let you know. Thing is, he doesn't realize he's a damn mama's boy. When we did our gender reveal, she ran right over and hugged him before I could hug him. When he proposed, she made a big, long-ass speech about raising the perfect man and barely mentioned me. Pisses me off. I want to keep our baby from her. I hate this type of relationship between mother and son or mother and daughter where it's just like overbearing and it's like, oh, I still have to make the... Yo, if you're old enough to have a child and you're married with a child now and your mom is like making decisions for you and she's like pushing herself in your life and honestly, if you're too much of a bitch to like not tell her mom, back the shit off. Get out of here. It's me and my wife and my kid. Back off for a second, lady. I would be very pissed off about this.
I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but I too have a toxic mother-in-law. It's true. I don't talk about her because you know what? It's not really my place. I feel your guys' pain. She's a boomer. What do you expect?
Tell her to move.
Mom, just sit in the back seat.
I said tell her to move.
She's my wife. Just sit in the back seat.
I will pick her up and put her there myself.
Just sit in the back seat.
What does she have that I don't have?
She's my wife.
What does she have that I don't have? I'm your mom.
Nothing.
I'm your mom. I should be sitting next to you.
Get
She doesn't
that,
even
but
look good sitting next to you.
She is my wife. She's sitting in the front.
She's my wife. She should be sitting in the front. See what you're making me do to myself.
What is wrong with you, man?
Please.
Oh my God, man. No. What are you doing, Mom?
Kicking her seat.
Don't kick
What does
her
it look like I'm
seat.
doing?
Don't kick her seat. Stop.
Now, I have actually seen the original and I could not find it. I seen it on Twitter a long time ago and didn't even think to record it. Did I? Maybe I've had it on here before. Guys, I always forget everything. This is not far off. The mother-in-law absolutely refused to get in the back seat when the wife was already in the car. Now, the comments on this video were very upsetting because everybody was like,
I can't believe that the wife would sit in the back seat if the mom's there. No, the front seat belongs to the mother.
and I'm just like, excuse me?
For real.
No, no. Maybe it's because of my own feelings with my mom, but there is no fucking way that I would be okay with this kind of behavior from my mom or my mother-in-law wanting to get in the front seat. All that being said, I'm not like a what is that called? Shotgun type person. Like it doesn't really bother me to sit in the front or the back, but this might ruffle some feathers. I will demand that I always come first in my marriage. Just like I will always put my husband first before anyone else. There's no way, except my daughter, there's no way I would let anybody else force their way into the front seat if my husband or daughter want to sit there. Your ass is getting in the back. They belong in the front seats. Sorry.
So how in the world did you get her? And here's my only answer. I convinced her to marry me when she was so young she didn't know any better. Guys, I'm just telling you right now, that's how you do it. You go so young they don't know any better than to go with you. That's it.
This is horrifying. I know that this is not all churches. I know this is not all what they teach. This is a bad apple right here.
Random fucking baby just crawling out of nowhere. Where the fuck is the parents?
Oh my gosh, no way. That is so scary. I think I would have to go over there and make sure there was somebody around or check on the baby or at least stand with the baby until I knew that somebody could come and be with the baby. I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to say.
My in-laws left my 4-year-old son home alone. Everyone in my life is telling me that I'm completely overreacting about the situation, but I don't think I am at all. I actually think I'm underreacting. I've never necessarily had any issues with my in-laws, but they are very much my way or the highway, and this has especially become apparent since I had my son, and they just do not respect any of my parenting choices. For example, I really didn't want to introduce my son to fast food when he was young, but they went behind my back and bought him a Happy Meal. Again, not like the biggest deal in the world, but I was like, he's not your son. Like, respect my parenting choices, please. These little things were just annoying. They were never doing anything that made me feel unsafe leaving my son in their care. Starting last year, every month or so, my son would have a sleepover at his grandparents' house. He absolutely loves being with them. They love seeing him and spending time with him, and my husband and I get a date night, so it ended up always working out. Yesterday morning, it was time for me to go and pick up my son from my in-laws' house, and I give them a call to let them know that I'll be there in about 30 minutes. And that's when my mother-in-law says, well, we're actually on our way out, and your son doesn't want to put his shoes on, so we're just going to leave him here, keep the door unlocked, and you can just come in and get him. I truly, at my core, thought she was joking because he's 4 years old. You're going to leave him alone? And I started laughing. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll be there soon. She's like, no, I'm not kidding. Just come in. We won't be there, but you can just grab him. Okay, no. I spelled it out for her. I said, listen, we have two options here. One, you can wait literally 30 minutes for me to come and get my son. Or two, you can pick him up, shoes or no shoes, put him in the car, take him wherever you're going, and I'll meet y'all there and I'll get him from there. But what you're not going to do is leave my son home alone, my 4-year-old son. My mother-in-law just grumbles on the phone. Okay, well, whatever. Be here in 30 minutes and just hangs up on me. And I think that is that. I just know I'm going to complain to my husband about it when I get home, but I don't think it's going to be an actual issue until I get a call from her 10 minutes later. My mother-in-law has the audacity to say in the cheeriest voice, okay, we're actually on our way to brunch right now, but your son's fine. We just left him at home. He's on the couch watching cartoons. Just let us know when you pick him up. I could not believe it. I was floored. I saw red in that moment, and I start going off on her at the phone. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean my son is home alone right now? Didn't I just tell you, do not leave my son alone? And she's downplaying it. She was like, oh my gosh, you're overreacting. We have a Ring camera, so if anybody was to get into the house, we would know. Okay, what? So you see somebody coming into the house to kidnap my son on the Ring camera? What are you gonna do? You're at brunch. You're elbows deep in some pancakes. You can't save him. Also, he could fully just walk out of the house. He's tall enough to reach the door handles. So what if he decided that he just wanted to walk outside by himself? Or what if he got hurt or started choking on food? There's so many things that could happen. He's 4 years old. You cannot leave him unattended. At this point, I'm actually screaming on the phone. I'm still 20 minutes away from my son right now, and they're only 5. And I tell her that if she doesn't turn around the car right now and then send me a photo to prove that she's home with my son, I'm gonna call the police on her. And she knew I was serious. Apparently my son's safety wasn't gonna cause her to turn the car around, but the threat of me calling the cops on her did. So they did turn the car around and went back home to be with my son as they should have been. So he was only by himself for 5 to 10 minutes, but that's 5 to 10 minutes too long. Yeah. I get there in record time, immediately grab my son and go home. I didn't even look at my in-laws. I couldn't even believe what they did. That was absolutely so insane to me and so irresponsible. When I got home, I told my husband that there was no way that his parents were ever gonna be with our son unsupervised again, because if they did this, what else are they doing that we don't know about that's putting our son in danger? Silly me, I thought that my husband would agree with me and see that this was actually detrimental to our son's safety, but instead he's saying that I'm overreacting and that this was just a one-time event, they made a mistake, he would have been fine, I just need to get over it. And I saw in a text that my mother-in-law sent to my husband that she was referring to me as a crazy helicopter parent. I'm sorry, since when does not wanting your 4-year-old to be unattended a helicopter parent? I just want him to be safe. I think I'm completely in the right for making it a rule that my in-laws can now only see my son if my husband and I are with them. But my husband and my in-laws think this is absolutely ridiculous. So let me know what you think.
Just one time, this was something that was completely avoidable. And you made it perfectly clear, I don't want my child alone, so don't leave. That's not a mistake. That's deliberately doing something that somebody asked you not to do. That is not a mistake. I don't think you're overreacting, and I agree. I would not allow my child to be around my in-laws without me or my husband there after that too. But your husband, not having your back on that? I guess you'll have to make sure that it's you with the child anytime you're with your in-laws, because if my husband was saying that, I don't know if I'd be able to trust him either.
My future mother-in-law said that she wants some wedding family pictures without me, the bride.
My mother-in-law sent a text to my fiance saying that she wants some family pictures at the wedding without me so that he doesn't see my dress. All of the family pictures are scheduled after our first look with each other. So I texted her the photographer's written out schedule and politely turned her down. My parents are also paying for the photographers, so there's no effing way that I'm gonna be left out. She has just in general been so weird and overbearing about our relationship and our wedding, and she also says jokingly that my fiance is the better son in front of her other son, also her favorite son. I think one of the bigger things that I got upset about is her phrasing of the way that she said it, because she said with just the Mathesons, which is their family last name. And that just made me feel really excluded, because that is literally the day that I am also joining your family. So would I not be a part of it? She just wanted it to be her, my brother-in-law, his wife and their baby, my father-in-law, which is her ex-husband, and then my soon-to-be husband. That being said, I just want to know if I'm completely overreacting or if it's really weird to try to cut me out of my wedding photos on my wedding day.
Yeah, I'd say that that's weird. I mean, it's you and your husband's wedding. It's not your mother-in-law's. Regardless of anybody else's feelings, you're the bride. He's the groom. All that matters is what you guys want, and it should go how you want.
And maybe the bond between a mom and her boy is so special because she knows he won't need her forever like a daughter would. What? Who keeps coming up with this shit? Who is it? Like that saying that's like, your daughter is a daughter for life, but your son is your son until he gets a wife?
Ew.
Your kids are your kids until the day that they put you or them in the ground. And then guess what? They're still your kids. You're still their parents. Like, I don't get the obsession with, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Because, like, I don't see girl parents doing this kind of shit. I think it's so special because this is such a gross way of thinking. My daughter will always need me. Ugh. But my son won't. So I'm gonna take in every ounce of this that I can. Y'all are weird.
True.
I feel like one of the weirdest things that my strict parents were strict about was honestly napping. For whatever reason, after I got into high school, my mom was really weird about me taking naps. And I'm not talking like laying in bed all day. Every weekend we had a set list of chores, and I wasn't allowed to do anything fun until after I got those done. And part of fun is also napping. Well, I remember this one time I went to my friend's house, and we pulled an all-nighter, and the next day my mom came and picked me up. I made sure to do all of my chores Saturday morning before I left. That way my parents would have no reason to complain on Sunday. Sunday rolls around, my mom picks me up very early. I was one of the first ones to leave. And you know, she asked me, she was like, how was the sleepover? And I was like, oh, it's good. I'm just really tired because we did pull an all-nighter. I didn't go to bed until like 5 in the morning. Thinking she wouldn't be upset by this. Because again, I'm 16. This isn't my first sleepover and we didn't go anywhere that night. My mom gets so upset. She's like, well, if you want to party all night, you better make sure you can stay up all day during the day. And I remember just being like, Mom, no, like I wasn't partying. Like we just stayed up really late in her room being girls. She doesn't care. She's very upset. Even though I literally had nothing to do that day but nap and lay on the living room floor and watch TV. Like that's literally what I did all day after that. And I remember I fell asleep on the living room floor. My mom comes over and she goes, wake up. And then she proceeded to yell at me again over the same exact thing she yelled at me that morning. If I party all night, I need to stay up all day too. And she never dropped this rule till I moved out. But that's everything. Bye guys.
What a weird thing to get upset about.
I don't know if you guys grew up in a house where you could like do anything without it being commented on, but my whole shtick in the family for a really long time was that I was like lazy, didn't like to exercise, etc. So every time I exercised, somebody was like, whoa, you're exercising? Get a load of this guy. And I hated that, so I did it even less and less. And one summer, my parents were really trying to get me to use the exercise equipment in the house, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll get on the treadmill every now and then, as long as when I do, nobody's like, whoa, get a load of Claire using the treadmill. And that was too high of an ask. That brought us to a stalemate. They didn't want me to exercise. They just wanted to complain about the fact that I wasn't exercising. It wasn't worth it for me to start exercising if they couldn't then comment on how crazy it was that I was exercising.
Oh my gosh, this is so depressing to listen to. What is wrong with some parents? Sometimes the meanest people in our lives, the biggest bullies in our lives, is our own family. This is a side note that I just wanted to throw in here. Anybody else's narcissistic mom obsess about everything they eat every day. Texts me what she's ate, how many points it is, if you know what I mean, and what she did for activity. And I never say anything to her. I don't want to be mean. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay, you're doing the same thing, everything for 26 years. Nothing's changing. Isn't that like the definition of insanity? But she is obsessed with counting calories. It's all that she thinks about. She's obsessed with it. It just gets kind of exhausting to hear about it every single day.
Apparently it made some people big mad because I'm following Casey Anthony. Let me tell you why I'm following Casey Anthony. First of all, you don't get paid by how many followers you have. You just have to have a minimum of 10,000 followers to get into the creator fund, okay? If she had 9,999 followers, then yeah, I wouldn't have been the 10,000th one. But as of me making this video, she has 62,000 followers. So if everybody mass unfollows her and she gets down close to 10,000, even if she gets to 15, I'll unfollow her and make sure that I'm not the reason that she gets monetized. But do you know why that's never going to happen? Because we love drama. In general, we all love drama. We love the tea, we've got our popcorn, we love the chisme, we're all here for it. Even the people who stop to comment and say, I'm never going to give her any of my time, I don't want to see her, but you're contributing to her trending. That's part of the algorithm. That's it. We all still talk about her, even if it's to say we don't want to talk about her. I'm obsessed with true crime.
Okay, I think we've seen enough.
Somebody in the comment section said, it's people like this that give true crime a bad name. Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you just say that the murder of a 2-year-old baby is drama?
We love drama. We love that kind of drama. Let's grab our tea.
What the is wrong with you? That is disgusting. No, we don't love drama. We love for the victims' voices to be heard. And I want to see justice for those victims. That's why I watch it. It's not because I gather around with my coffee or tea and I giggle with the girlies about something horrible that happened to somebody. What is wrong with you?
My video about estranged parents has a lot of estranged parents very deep in their feels, and it has a lot of them showing exactly why their children want absolutely nothing to do with them. The comments that I have received from parents whose children have gone no contact with them are eye-opening, but really not at all. It's no surprise that your children want no contact with you. And this person is saying they know deep down, but have to keep up their lie. So here's some of the things that people have said to me on that video. Such BS. You're talking about two separate things. Trauma compared to a ridiculous fad. If you don't tell the parent why, then you are just a controlling jerk. My mother beat me with objects and I was never estranged, even though she was mean and controlling. Well, good for you. Spend every single holiday with her. My kids don't host any holidays. Oh, here's a really good one. Shittiest, most rotten, worthless post ever. Come on, do you even think twice before posting? This is horrible. This post is a shame. Get a grip, lady. You are certainly a failure looking for likes. You are so wrong. There is two sides, honey. Shame on you. Karma. We're going to get back to karma in a minute. Only kids that go no contact lack good communication, forgiveness, compassion, and understanding. I actually don't like who my daughter has become. I don't want her in my life. Such disrespect, terrible human being. I could never do that to my parents. Shame on. So I'm not going to call people out by names, and there's more. But this last person, who told me about karma and who doesn't like who her daughter has become, that's fine. Just know that you are probably going to go on to your reward completely alone. And I hope your daughter isn't your only last surviving kin, because the hospital will call your daughter and tell your daughter that you've gone on to your reward, and your daughter will say, yes, thank you, I'll make arrangements. And 4 days will go by and no arrangements will be made. And at that point, the morgue will call the daughter several times over, and the daughter will not take the call. And eventually, because the morgue doesn't have room, your body will go to the state anatomy board. There will be no obit. That's it. That's karma.
Whoa, dropping it on us like that. That was a little intense. You can do that? I figured that whoever the parent passes down the responsibility to, which in my case would be me, I figured you had to do it. Like you didn't have a choice. And if you didn't, you'd get in trouble by the law.
Okay, so we're gonna take a second here to talk about bullying. This is my 4th grader, my 9-year-old. So all last night, my daughter was like, can I borrow your cup? Can I borrow your cup? This is the cup. She was like, she calls it a Stanley. She was like, can I take your Stanley to school tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you can take it. She's like, all my friends use Stanley cups. Like, they all have cups like that. Like, I want to take it. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, take it. So she was super stoked to take this cup today. Like, it's a cute cup. She was excited to take it. Like, she woke up this morning, first thing she asked for was this cup. So she takes it to school, and we're talking right now. And she's like, yeah, Mom. She's like, when I got to school, like, I went up to this group of girls, and I was like, I'm like, you guys now, like, I have a Stanley. And my kids don't know name brands. I'm a single mom of 3. Like, they don't know name brands. Like, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So she goes and she's like, oh, I got a Stanley like you guys. And these little girls are like, that doesn't look like a Stanley. And she's like, yeah, it's a Stanley. Like, it looks like y'all's cup. And they're like, no, that's not a real Stanley. That's a fake Stanley. That's a knockoff. First of all, how do 4th graders know what the hell a knockoff is?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's a knockoff. So one little girl comes up to her and she's like, show me the bottom of your Stanley. And I guess Stanleys have logos at the bottom or something. So my daughter's like showing her the cup and she's like, yeah, that's not real. Your mom can't afford to buy you a real one. I fully feel like that's something that's taught at home, and you really should talk to your kids about, like, not every kid has the same living situation. Not every kid, like, has what other kids have. And, like, just teach your kids not to be so rude and so mean about it. So this weekend, guess who's gonna go get a little Stanley cup?
That is so weird. I honestly, maybe I was too poor and dumb to even get it. But when I was young like that, I don't remember anybody caring about labels. That is absolutely 100% the parents' influence. That makes me so sad for that poor girl. I mean, at least she's getting a Stanley. That's nice, but...
You as a woman are not a victim when your boyfriend is abusing your children. You're not, oh, I'm caught in the middle and I don't know what to do. No, you're not caught in the middle. You're choosing your boy. And the thing is that I don't even know why y'all, like, most of the time these men are like using you because they need a place to stay, right? And they need a proximity to children, and y'all let them. And it's like, oh, well, these kids need a man in the house. And no, children don't need a man in the house. They don't need a woman in the house. They need multiple adults around them that can help guide them. It doesn't matter what the gender of the adult is. They need adults who love them, not adults who abuse them. Okay? I think you need a man in the house. You're so desperate to be loved by another adult. You force kids into a weird situation, and now it's like, oh, well, it's so annoying, y'all. You are not a victim when your man is abusing your kids. You are abandoning your kids. You're neglecting your kids. You're not protecting your children. Once you decide to become a mother, it is your job to protect those children. And many of you fail at it. And I hate that.
It's very easy to say, just leave. And I think that in the case where you are with somebody and you know that they're, abusive, and you still choose to have kids with them and get married to them, then yeah, I agree with her 100%. But there are a lot of women that are with men who hide all of that. You don't even know any of that. And they're with their partners for years and then have kids and all that. And then they change. And it can be really easy to say, hey, you need to leave. But what if you can't? And that's why we brought that up in a video a couple days ago. And a lot of people gave some helpful stuff in the comments, that there are resources that you can find so that there is a place that you can go, because not everybody has a place to go.
Times over the last few weeks, but I'm the only one that knows them. And one of the questions I asked was, when did you know you were in love and wanted to spend the rest of your life together as husband and wife?
Oh my gosh. That is so rude. If you have a child that you can't get to calm down, as a parent, I'm sorry, but you have to take the child out and address the issue before you can come back in. Make sure that they're quiet. This is an important moment for these people, an incredibly important moment. And you're just letting your child cry like that? I understand babies cry. You guys know I love babies. I love kids. But yeah, this is just messed up.
We just left the doctor, and my 3-year-old, he told the doctor that he
doesn't feel safe at home because someone named Troy is at our house. And at most doctor's appointments, you have to write down, like, who lives in your house, who's around the kids all the time type thing. The doctor looks at us, my husband and I, and is like, he says that his 5-year-old brother has to protect him and that the only way that he can do anything around the house is if he can hit Troy.
Kick Troy in the face.
Would you like to know who Troy is? Troy.
So it's not just cats that fear Troy.
Give me all your numbers so I can phone you.
Oh, how cute. What a sweet little face. They're so bendy when they're little like that, aren't they? She can literally use her foot as a phone. Oh, yeah, that's definitely not happening. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Bad Parents. I hope that you will join me next time. If you are liking what you are seeing, I will put a playlist up for you to check out. Until next time, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I love you guys. Keep your magic strong. Bye.